Welcome! We have arrived to Istria, a part of Croatian coast which many consider to be the real hedonist paradise. In this show, we will visit the antique city of Pula with a beautiful Roman Colosseum, the medieval town of Labin, which is a real gem and a rich historical treasury. And also we'll introduce you to Rovinj, the most romantic town in Croatia. Stay with us! Pula is a city that has long been of great importance since ancient times. The earliest records indicate that this site was inhabited in year 1000 BC. In year 45 BC, the city was ruled by the Romans and already had 30,000 inhabitants at that time. This is approximately the time when numerous important construction began of things like waterworks, sewerage and numerous buildings that, to this day, witness the magnificence of this city. Arch of the Sergi is an ancient Roman triumphal arch at the very entrance to the main street of the city. It was erected in the 1st century in memory of the 3 brothers of the Sergievets family. One of them, Lucius Sergi Lepid, was a tribune in the Roman legion. The low relief on the frieze represents a scene with a war chariot drawn by horses. At the end of the street is the central city square, Forum, and the Temple of Augustus. It was built in the 1st century and dedicated to the first Roman Emperor Augustus. In it you can see stone and bronze Roman antique sculptures. The Historic and Maritime Museum of Istria is located in the castle above the town. There are over 50,000 items with 18 museum collections. A breathtaking view of the city can be best observed from the Castel. The Pula Open Market was opened back in 1903 and was very popular for the new materials used, iron and glass. Certainly the most famous is the well-known amphitheatre, or as it is popularly called, the arena. It was built in the 1st century and is the 6th largest amphitheatre in the world. Though it did host the gladiators' fights in the past, today it primarily serves as an incredible stage for various cultural events. It features some of the most famous music stars, performing musicals, performances and a special experience during the Pula Film Festival. In the premises below the arena itself, there is a museum where one can see various interesting exhibitions from the ancient times. One of the most recent attractions is the aquarium. located in the 130-year-old Fort Verudela. Today, the fortress has more than 100 species of fish from the Adriatic Sea and over 50 species of tropical fish, as well as fish from rivers and lakes. Chef Denis Zembo prepared a real gastronomic treat for us at the restaurant of his hotel, near the amphitheatre, and it was a real show only he knows how to prepare. Distinctive style in the preparation of top-quality food, especially decorating and serving, is nothing short of a visual artwork. All the ingredients are local and carefully selected, and all fruits and vegetables are strictly organic. Chef Denis delighted us with delicious creations, beautiful and exceedingly tasty. We assure you that you will fall head over heels in love at first glance with the city of Labin, just as we did. Even from afar, the contours of this beautiful, colorful city on the hill look fascinating. And when you get closer and enter on the main square, you feel like you've just walked into a medieval fairy tale. On the main square, the first thing that catches one's eye is the lodge, where the center of public life was in the past. This was the place where they published the news and the court verdicts. At the entrance to the old town, there is the main city gate, Porta San Fior. That is the doors of Saint Flor, from 1589. Above them is the Labin coat of arms and the lion Serenissime. The cannon from the Austrian reign was brought up to Torreon in 1995. The Church of the Birth of the Blessed Virgin Mary was built on the foundations of a small church from the 11th century. On its facade is the Venetian lion with a cannonball in his mouth, a symbol of recognition of the Venetian power in Labin. To the right of the church is the palace of the noble family Scampicio, which is connected to the parish church by the chapel. Walking through the picturesque Labin's alleys and enjoying the beautiful architecture and historic monuments is very interesting, and we could spend hours studying it. The Baroque palace of the Battiala Lazzarini family has been redesigned into a museum. Apart from the collections that lead us through the turbulent history of Labin, Here we observe the unique model of a mine. Namely, this region was known for its miners, and especially the Republic of Labin, a self-managed republic that was proclaimed by the miners in Labin on March 2, 1921, during a mining strike. After less than 2 months, the Italian fascist administration in Istria stifled the rebellion. The Labin Republic is considered the first world anti-fascist uprising in general. We peeked into one true tasting art gallery of the Negri family. Which produces top-quality extra virgin olive oils. A guide to the excellent world of extra virgin olive oils, Floss Olay included it among one of the best. Top-quality olive oils are used in almost all Istrian restaurants, and you do not have to ask and check. The restaurant on the central city square is known for its traditional specialties, as they used to be prepared in this area. From the simplest fish dishes to the finest sweets and delicacies. It is all like it used to be. Only 2 kilometers further away is a small settlement in the quiet cove, Rabec. Once a small fishing port, Rabec has grown in recent years into a resort town with numerous villas and apartment buildings. This is where you can find some of the most beautiful beaches in the Riviera, as well as several top campsites and resorts. At the southern tip of the Istrian Peninsula, in the deepest part of the Medulin Bay, is the ACI Marina Pomer. In 2016, a complete capital venture in the marina was completed. The old summer house buildings were removed and the area was completely rebuilt. Today, the ACI Marina Pomer is a beautiful marina of a modern Mediterranean design. The marina is equipped with a new reception, exchange office and ATM, as well as state-of-the-art wireless internet access. In addition to the new sanitary facilities with a section for people with special needs, there is a laundry, a grocery store with seasonal fruit and vegetables, and a charter agency. There's also a technical service at the marina, a crane for vessels of up to 10 tons, and a crew room. The entrance is automated and guarded, and there is also a parking lot for personal vehicles. New electrical cabinets on dry berthing, a pumping station for pumping wastewater from the vessels, the new restaurant has a beautiful terrace, and next to it is a pool with a pool bar. As for food in the restaurant, well, in our humble opinion, this is one of the best restaurants in all of the ACI marinas we have visited. The food is worthy of the best Istrian restaurants, and the picture really tells it all. The marina also has a special storage space, where sailors can entrust their equipment, such as bicycles, scooters, sailing boards, outboard engines, and the new thing are the green islands, also available at the marina, where selective waste collection is carried out. The marina is equipped with power connections from 16 to 63 amps. Along the entire marina, there is a beautiful stretch of a promenade by the sea, with modern design benches, lighting and Mediterranean decorative greenery. The youngest visitors also have their space at the marina, in the enclosed children's playground. We visited domestic products exhibit stands at the marina and got acquainted with some local customs. Handmade wooden souvenirs and wooden wind instruments. Sopile, the traditional musical instrument of this region, has a very specific sound. There were also homegrown olives and olive oils from local producers. Istrian honey is known as very healing, and it does have an excellent taste. The guests obviously like it. Indeed, there is also local cheese and goat's milk products. Especially interesting is whey, which is extremely nutritious and healthy, especially for those who are watching their figure and or have certain health problems. Such sales exhibitions are a great opportunity to get much needed supplies for the upcoming cruise with the top products you will enjoy. It is assumed that Rovinj was built between 3rd and 5th century. On the site of today's Church of St. Euphemia was the Castrum Rubini, the forerunner of today's Rovinj. As early as from the 7th century, Rovinj was enclosed with city walls, later reinforced and upgraded with city towers. The city had 7 doors, and 3 of them were preserved. At the place of the town's gate, in the 17th century, Baroque Balbi's Arch was erected, today the main entrance to the Old Town. The city palace with its Old Town Hall is today's seat of the mayor and city administration. And once it was a praetorial palace whose foundations originated in 1308. On the main square is the city clock. It used to be a tower at the southern corner of the walls. Panorama of Rovinj is dominated by the church bell tower of St. Euphemia, of 60 meters in height. According to a legend, at early dawn on July 13th, year 800, the sea threw out the marble sarcophagus. Amazed people of Rovinj tried to get it into the city by harnessing oxen and horse, but all in vain. It was only a little boy who managed to pull out the sarcophagus and pull it up all the way to the church at the top of the city hill. When they opened it, they saw the immobile body of a beautiful girl. Next to her body there was a scroll of parchment which read, "This is the body of Saint Euphemia, Virgin of Chalcedon, born on September 16th, in year 304 of our Lord." We visited an interesting museum called the House of Batana. As an interactive and dynamic project, it tells the story of the wooden boat, which is still part of Rovinj's everyday life. In this eco-museum, you can see the permanent Batana setup, as well as fishing gear and accessories. Batana is a boat that is under the patronage of UNESCO because of its long-standing and characteristic construction. It belongs to the family of flat-bottomed boats, such as the Venetian gondola, the Neretva hull, or the fishing boats Sandula of Komija. It can stand any kind of conditions at sea because it does not cut the waves but leaps and jumps over the wave. Because of this feature, it is very suitable for sailing in shallow waters. Rovinj's restaurants are well known and it is always important to book the table in advance. We were lucky enough to catch a free seat at the beautiful restaurant on the shore and enjoy the seafood delicacies of this area. We are sailing to one of the most romantic islands on the Adriatic, Crveni otok. It is a complex of two islands connected by an embankment. In 1891, the island was bought by the Hitterot family, which replaced the old Benedictine monastery on the island into a family mansion. The island itself is plentiful in greenery, plants and trees from all over the world, and turned into a true botanical garden. In that period, the island was the favorite summer resort of Austro-Hungarian rich people. On the island, the central part of the church from the Benedictine era was preserved, and there is a small maritime museum of old ships models. Until our next episode of Sail Ho Croatia, we bid you a farewell.